The shell is made of titanium. Many fighter jets are bonded with glue, the fastest in Europe. It can fly at twice the speed of sound. It takes only 20 minutes from London to Paris. The most special thing about it is this custom helmet. The exterior comes with a high-quality green coating. It has night vision. It can control the flight direction, and it can display combat information. It has repeatedly shattered the old beauty of the X-22, along with our country's solid achievements. Because Thailand is strong, it took decades of planning in 4 countries, using the intelligence of countless top European engineers. Europe is the same, the largest industrial cooperation. These 4 countries, different parts of the aircraft, then assembled together, different languages, different communication methods, and different production workshops, combining thousands of parts. A nightmare for engineers. Part of it, there are thousands of problems waiting to be solved. A route several kilometers long, thousands of parts from 4 different countries. It looks chaotic, but through modular production, it can significantly reduce the problem. On a small island in Italy, there is a factory producing aircraft tails. The wings are where the fuel tanks and missiles are mounted. It must be strong enough. It must withstand high temperatures and strong vibrations. Regular space metals are not enough. Titanium alloys are needed, with strength like just now, 45% lighter. The protruding parts one by one, that is the structural design to increase strength. Titanium layers, through a high temperature of 1000 degrees. It is burned into a soft plastic shape, then blown into the air, making the metal swell into the shape of a rib. This also prevents it from breaking completely. High temperature skeleton. The outer skin is made of titanium alloy. It uses light and hard carbon fibers. In fact, 70% of the aircraft is made of carbon fibers. Thanks to this lightweight, chemical design, the Typhoon fighter jet can take off and climb quickly. This is the skin of the aircraft. It's like making pastry. The carbon fiber sheet is like glue. Thus, each layer sticks together. After heating, they merge into one. Therefore, the appearance of the Typhoon fighter jet we see is actually this plastic fiber shell. This yellow triangular shape is the aircraft's large wing. It has bulging rows on the other side, like a skeleton. The protruding metal is actually used, bonded with glue. This can reduce the number of rivets, thus reducing a few kilograms from the aircraft. This large triangular wing shape, actually, it is not advantageous for low-speed flight. But once it exceeds the speed of sound, the function of this triangle comes into play. The fighter jets we usually see, under its wings, there is actually no fuel tank hanging. Its fuel tank is hidden inside the wing. Open it and see. We find that the triangular wing has a space. This design can reduce weight while increasing the strength of the wing. These small squares fit full of fuel. The left and right wings are equivalent to 2 large free fuel tanks. When dogs fight in the air, when hit by bullets, it is unknown whether there will be an oil leak. This is the whole drilling of the wing. Water spray prevents sparks from the drilled holes from causing fires. These holes must be very precise, because next they also need to be connected to other parts hundreds of kilometers away. Each wing not only has to drill many holes, and each time it drills, it experiences 3 materials at the same time: carbon fiber, aluminum alloy, titanium alloy. Once the hole is too big, after adding rivets under strong vibrations, it will cause the entire structure to tear apart. So, it is very difficult to accomplish precise drilling. This is the fuselage assembled in Germany. It functions like a mailbox, just like the wings of the aircraft. Meanwhile, a factory in the UK is producing the aircraft nose. It has 5,500 parts. In this workshop, there are a lot of tools but no robots. The entire process is done by hand. Whenever a foreign worker nods off, the whole plane has to be disassembled. At a speed of 2,000 kilometers per hour, there will be no second chance. So why must we use manual labor? Because this factory creates 100,000 jobs. This is the fighter jet door section. Using the same blow molding process, it is to burn titanium alloy into a soft state, then blow it into the air to form the metal into the shape of ribs. This is the cockpit of the aircraft, made of carbon fiber, titanium alloy, aluminum alloy, 3 types of materials. This is also the most difficult part of the entire aircraft to manufacture. This is the wiring for the fighter jet. It has 40,000 interfaces, controlling all functions of the entire aircraft. All of it is manually done by the British workers. These dense wires are the life and death of the pilot. Once the wiring is done, then the carbon fiber shell is screwed onto the aircraft. The prototype of the aircraft appears. This is a standard 3-dimensional space laser sphere, held in hand, facing parts that keep moving. It takes about an hour. At the same time, each recording point will appear on the computer. It turns out they're calibrating the parts. Calibration is completed without errors, then sent to assembly factories in other countries for secondary production. For countries fully share components, you can assemble the aircraft at your own factory. Assemble the entire Storm fighter jet, a complete aircraft with wings, the cockpit in the front, the fuselage behind the middle of the aircraft, the forward control wings, the tail section at the rear. Assemble them together. Then place it in the computer for aircraft testing. A maximum of 1 complete aircraft can be produced each week. Connecting the parts of the aircraft is not easy because there are so many involved. Calibration is the top priority. Then dense holes are drilled, and the 2 parts are connected with screws. All the tools for the screws are pneumatic devices, not electric, to avoid fire hazards. Screws and glue. This is important technology to complete the assembly of the entire aircraft. The tail of the aircraft. It is the giant Rolls-Royce engine. This is also the heaviest part of the aircraft. This is adding the brain to the fighter jet. This is also the most important part of the whole aircraft. The wings and body of the aircraft can be handmade. Only this computer control system must pass the radio test. This is an anechoic chamber to test the aircraft. To test the brain of the aircraft. Will it be affected by radio waves? Before the test, the aircraft must be placed on the ground, and the landing gear must be retracted. The whole aircraft almost has no buttons. It mainly relies on electronic equipment to fly. The pilot's helmet receives real-time flight information and displays it on the pilot's visor. Fully automatic operation. Anyone can fly it. The pilot just needs to look at the position of the enemy aircraft. You can lock on using the helmet, then use voice commands to perform various maneuvers. Actually, this is just a 4th-generation fighter. The sky now belongs to 5th-generation fighter jets. For example, our 5th-generation fighter jets surpass the Typhoon fighter jets by 4 generations. The 2 large intakes of the Typhoon fighter jet look very imposing. The aerodynamic design is actually quite primitive. Also because of this issue, the Typhoon fighter jet has crashed several times in exercises. It was shot down without being able to lift its head. To compensate for this problem, top engineers in Europe show their expertise. Finally, they borrowed our J-20 fighter, added a set of aerodynamic modifications. Overall performance has seen a huge improvement in quality. See here. Hope the old iron will walk around China. Wish our country becomes stronger. From the government, it will prevent aerodynamic configurations. Combined with the powerful Iron Bird flight control system. With the J-10 and J-20, it offers exceptional capabilities. World fighter aircraft. For more than a decade, this technology has always been influenced by American Salmon. Supersonic flight. Before high maneuvering at supersonic speed, enemy aircraft usually cannot see the opponent and is shot down.